Hey guys, just jumping in with another video. I spent some time thinking about what what is like the real meat and potatoes of this game. What is the main thing that I should be building out and focusing on? And basically, I narrowed it down to the AI. Since it's a single player game, I kind of want the AI to be easy to make new behaviors from. And so it led me down a path of realizing I needed some proper AI, proper pathfinding. As a first start, did a kind of ambitious thing, which was to do a grid-based, voxel-based navigation system in which you basically would figure out what is the path between one position and the next position. Here's kind of the first stab at it. When the player enters this trigger, he starts trying to find points at random in front of it, and these voxels are indicating free spaces around the actor. Each black line is showing you where I could go. There are issues though, because when I get close to a surface, for example, this surface is not okay to go through, he then gets stuck for a little bit because he realizes he can't go through it until I get a new point which allowed me to go through. So there's some issues with this, but it's a good system, I think. But then I took another step back because I realized, well, how am I even going to select that point to begin with? Because if this is if this is not just like a floating piece, floating pawn that you can move in any direction, more like a ship that has to move it forward, I would need to really understand how the ship can move and where it can move. Those are similar things. How it can move would determine the path that it needs to take. So this might be something I use, but I needed to take a step back and say, wait a second, I need something a little bit more suited for its movement. So then I've been working on a different thing, which is I'm going to test the obstacle avoidance, which I wrapped up in a pretty simple component, which is it's called collision detection component. Go into the avoidance map. Here's a pawn. It's pretty simple. What's going on is it's calling my collision detector component, and it's scanning for collisions and making a grid of some kind of very primitive vision system, making a grid and seeing which surface is closest to it and going towards the one that is not closest to it. And you can visualize. I've been visualizing this in this little sample here. Line is green when there's nothing in the way. Line is purple to represent its strength. Line is red when there is something in the way, and the little red dots show you where the collision would be. So every frame I'm just doing a little scan and trying to figure out where are the objects. And I'm going to be moving, I think, in the direction of the the vector that's the smallest in this thing. Might be a little bit tough to see, but I mean, I can kind of see it. I've been playing with it for a while, and I can see it's doing the right thing. So, yeah, I'm going to check back in once it moves, and we'll see if we can get it avoiding some simple geometries, because what I've realized is that I'm not really going to have a lot of enclosed areas that an object needs to find the exit. I'm mostly going to be moving around objects that are just, pretty simple squares, or other meshes that are not really concave or do not have exits. You know what I mean? They're not like it's not like a house I'm trying to navigate a fly out of. It's more like a asteroid I'm trying to navigate a ship around. So this probably will do, and I think I'll be able to control roll, pitch, and yaw directly from this a little bit easier than the last method. Hey, what's up? I'm back. So I've done some work on the collision detector. Basically, what I've done is try to determine what direction is safe. And I pretty much iterate over all those sensor points here, and decide what their signal strength is based on how close you are, which then gets put into this graph, which is currently just a linear thing, but it could be anything. So I've you have this custom response curve based on the distance you are from the ship at that sensor angle. And you can actually see the strength of those in the purple lines when we run this. But basically what's going on is I'm trying to decide I'm trying to turn, this matrix of sensor signals into an X and a Y input, or yaw and pitch input, basically. So I'm going to be driving the ship through yaw and pitch, and roll doesn't really matter right now. I mean, maybe it will be a faster way to get to an outcome, maybe, but right now that's not the case. So I'm just going to show you what's going on. First, I'll do it without being in the ship. So it's kind of disorienting. So I'm picking random objectives around the map in safe spots. And it's the green ball, of course, as you can see. And basically the ship is navigating pretty well. It's I drew this path so I could kind of see. Sometimes it would look like, oh wait, did that go inside? Did that hit something? But then I'll go over to it and see if it really did. I have it just kind of doing a random roll just for the fun of it, because it doesn't really affect anything right now. And you could kind of see those purple lines working for a second there when it was repelling that thing. Some stuff I need to do right now is basically when I have any kind of an imminent impact, when I have any sensor hitting any one of these objects, it's going to react to avoiding that rather than achieving its objective. Like right now, it's stuck on this thing. Doesn't matter where the point is, it's stuck on it. The point was down here, but it was stuck up here because it knew it was, seeing a collision, so it was avoiding going to its target. Really what I need to do is be like, here is your matrix of sensors. Is it okay if you go towards this object? How much is it okay if you go towards that object? And if that's the case, then it doesn't even matter that I'm near this, this guy. I'm not even going close to it. I'm trying to turn away from it. So that's probably what I will be doing next. And I'm not going to probably do an update on that because it's going to be pretty simple. But yeah, so that's going pretty well.